Did someone just said it? Hooray. That was from yesterday. And today, as you are watching this video, the hostility continues. In fact, you heard them in that video saying, "Why are you killing us? We are not the ones carrying guns. We are not the ones shooting and killing people. You are telling us to calm down. Like, what are you doing?" Everyone is back today. Yesterday, when the Kano State, Jigawa State, and one other state declared their own curfew, Borno State, they declared curfew on day one, still intimidating, threatening. But when they found out that the following day, the day they declared curfew for, people violated, like, what curfew? There is no more any kind of law of the land that will be obeyed. It is going to be total breakdown of law and order the moment you have now shot and killed over 23 people. And you still want to kill more. See? They are still angling to kill more. And today, indeed, they will kill people again and they will blame the protesters. So their military may be coming in tomorrow. Today is day 3. Now, I want to share with you one of the reasons why Nigerians are on the streets and this person still has a job. This was July or thereabouts, 2019, 5 years ago. Listen to this. This is what they made Nigerians get used to. Get used to it. Give them time.
The legitimate expectation from Nigerians that why can we be an oil-producing country with 4 refineries and yet importing sometimes 100% of our petroleum product requirement? It's very sad. The GMD Emeritus has told you the steps that we have taken when the Port Harcourt refinery is going to be in place. But I assure you, GMD will follow it up to make sure that within the life of this administration, before Baba's tenure ends in 2023, we'll deliver only 4 refineries. The legitimate expectation.
The guy is still there right now. They have already expended over $6 billion. I don't even know if Nigerians know about that. Bokwari expended over $6 billion trying to fix your refineries. Are you aware of that? Now, that guy is still the NNPC director or something. Instead of delivering refineries to Nigerians, he sold NNPC, created a company out of it, and they started stealing Nigerian crude oil. Under him, NNPC no longer remits crude oil money to Nigeria. It was like a cesspit of corruption. He is still there, telling all these mugus who are telling you that Tinubu is working. Give him 1 year. Telling all these wearies that Tinubu's idea, Tinubu's policy, renewed hope. The same way, that same way is, is stinkingly rich. When I say stinking, I'm talking about blood money rich. Right there, he is a multi-billionaire in dollars, not in naira, because they have supervised. Imagine, Ababa, what do you expect now? You are in charge of the government institution selling the crude oil of Nigeria, and under you, Nigeria started losing more than 60% of our own crude oil daily. And then they found out that no, Nigeria was not losing it. On a diversion that they do, they steal the crude oil and they take them to other buyers all over the place. The stolen crude oil were traced to Switzerland, Italy, China, and a few other places, including Germany. Stolen crude oil from Nigeria. They were traced to all these countries. Guess who took the crude oil to those places? Nigerian NPCC and their friends. But they are declaring to Nigeria. Nigeria is losing 700,000 barrels of crude oil. No refinery, no cheaper oil. Life hard. They can't remove subsidy. And them, they pay subsidy. An average soldier in Nigeria that they have given gun to actually lives like this. Average soldier fighting terrorists in Nigeria.
This is Samo that is given for a lunch to a soldier to fight in the northeast. Please, I wonder if anybody see this video, just to share it to go viral until it reach to the authorities, especially Barkate Family Radio. I want this video to reach there. This video that I'm seeing, that you people are seeing, I am presently in the one of the location in Yobe State called Kanama. We have heard just recently that the money added for our feeding is 52,000 naira now. This is a 52,000 naira feeding that they are giving to a soldier. This is our lunch, and they're expecting you to perform miracles by fighting Boko Harams. Let me show you the soup. This is the soup. I don't even know what to call this kind of a soup. This is the soup to eat some more for a lunch. You can see it. This is what soldiers are giving people. And we all know that the money is 52,000 naira for feeding. This is what they are feeding us for 52,000 naira. This is Kanama location precisely under Gedam local government in Yobe State. This is what soldiers are passing through. And as a soldier now, you cannot talk. This is one of the reasons they say that you should obey the last order, because you cannot talk. If you talk, they charge you. The mobile policemen attached to them, if they talk, they will say that that is what they are giving. We should manage it. The next thing they will say, police are not disciplined. That you should not complain. If you complain, we are not disciplined. This is the food. This is the afternoon food for soldier fighting Boko Haram. You can see it. Please, I want you to help me share this. Let it reach to the authority. That is Semo. Look at it. Please help me to share this until it reach to the authority, especially Barkate Family Radio. Because I am looking, I've been trying their line up. They could not pick my call. That is that. And I expected fighting to end. God help Nigeria. This is where we live.
Yet they will still pack you. Tell you, say they go on special operation. The special operation is to go and kill Nigerians. And you go say, they say we should obey the last order. And majority of you are living like that as either military or policemen. That is your life. But the moment you see the civilians with placard, and they don't promise you, say they go pay all of you where they go the operation, they go pay all of you extra 100,000 naira. Suddenly, you have forgotten all of the hardship that they have subjected you to as well. A soldier, Nigerian soldier. And the rest of the world possibly see Nigeria as this great, the biggest black nation on earth. No, it is the largest concentration of black enslaved people in the world. That's what you have. That's what Nigeria is. It is a concentration camp. You get that? Soldiers no fit talk, living hard life. Police no fit talk. Pastor no fit talk. Imam no fit talk. Babalawo no fit talk. Even witches and wizards no fit talk. Everybody just have to obey the suffering that way. Even when they do have what they believe could change their situation. So the rest of the world will see them parading in that newly supplied, freshly starched uniform. They will be acting mad, looking cute. Oh man, it's the Nigerian army. Oh my God, I want to join the army. I just say mo pẹ̀lú turu. So mo got on turu. Now grass where they grind, put small pepper and all of that. They call it luru. Oye turu luru. So those of you who are there who have the chance to change this course of history, you are there making videos. Are you soldiers? Or you are just stooges, so to say. So they continue to push about. Nobody say people no fight under Boko Haram. They did, though. They tried, they stood up, but the person that told them not to is now the guy in charge now. Remember Tifnumbu? Just before 2019.
Evil in the country. These protesters who stormed the residence of the national leader of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, in Lagos with placards said they are not happy with the present situation in the country.
We believed in a system that would provide regular 24-hour power supply. We believed in a system where the health system, the health structure would bring,
commendable changes.
Asiwaju said no leader would be happy with the hardship in the country. Hence, work is in progress to bring succor to all Nigerians.
Very true.
You voted on our promise.
Very well, sir.
We are just 2 years into that promise, compared to 16 years that they took over, that they could have made the changes. Yes, they are working on the electricity. Without electricity, there could be no industrialization and explosion of employment opportunity for our people.
The protesters want the present government to give the youth a voice in the administration of the country.
The burden of the current situation, sir, is on masses. And what our demand now is this. Public office holders, they should slash their wages and income or whatever emolument they are collecting to make the burden to spread across the board.
And sir, we are actually appealing to you. Remember, you made a promise to us that the youth will be much more involved in governance.
You will be.
Asiwaju responded that Nigerians should not lose hope in the administration of the APC. He said there are plans for the youth in the master plan of the party for the nation.
I remain in the party because we will retool this party. We will retool this government. The damage of over 60 years and 16 years of misgovernance cannot be turned around overnight. Let's hang on to hope. There's nothing more effective that can drive you, better than hope and belief in a positive turn of this situation.
It is believed that their stand with Nigeria protest across the country will yield a positive result. Ola Awakon, TVC News, Lagos.
The prior government used the public treasury as a private hedge fund or a charity that limited is given only to themselves. So much money grew fit and ran away faster than Usain Bolt ever could. That which could have been spent on national development was squandered in ways that would have caused the devil to blush. One minister and our rogue galleries pick the pockets and the treasury of the nation for billions of dollars. While poor at governance, these people could give a master thief lessons in the sleight of hand. In governance, they earned a red card, but in corruption, they won the gold medal.
Hivel in
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
Remember, those were their lines. 16 years of PDP. You want them to change 16 years of PDP in 2 years. Or you want us to change the 16 years of PDP in 3 years. Oh, you want us to fix the 16 years of PDP in 7 years. Then on the 8th year, they started telling us, Boko Haram has delivered every of his promise. Boko Haram is the best thing that ever happened. Now the same Olori Brukus who are telling you to wait, 2 years is too small. 1 year is too small. Tifnubu will continue where Boko Haram stopped, right? They are back again, playing the same music. 1 year is too small. 2 years is too small. And when you get to 8th year, they will say, Ashiwaju has delivered what he promised you. If you make it that far. There are so many people who don't want to wait that far. Listen, if he can't do what he promised, some of you are Bobakus. I know he didn't really promise you anything, right? But if he can't do the job that is the office required of him, then he should go. But Tifnubu has now killed over 23 people. Write that down. Can I ask you to do me a favor? Every one of you, just each person, I want you to type in the comment section, right? Tifnubu is a killer. Just killed 23 Nigerians. Tifnubu is a killer. He just killed 23 Nigerians. I want like 1,000 comment of that in this section. That don't sort of what you do is that don't do it more than once. Just once. You type yours. Let it trend. If you can make it an hashtag, Tifnubu is a murderer. 23 killed by hashtag 23 Nigerians killed by Tifnubu. Hashtag Tifnubu a murderer. Hashtag Tifnubu is a killer. Hashtag 23 people slaughtered by Tifnubu. Hashtag arrest Tifnubu now. Hashtag Tifnubu must go. Put them in that comment. It will trend. Don't worry. You keep typing them in there. Because you know something. The man that deceived, use that word for those who allow themselves to be deceived too, right? So the man that deceived and then plunged millions of people into perpetuity of nothingness, he still doesn't give a damn about anyone because he wasn't really elected. Ruto, that they are calling a dictator in Kenya, he was elected. And he knew that the power of the people that gave him that power, if those people are upset, the right thing is to address them. But if Tifnubu said they bought it, he holds no explanation. That is why majority of those who are shooting and killing people on his behalf right now, they are doing so not for Nigeria. It is to protect the capture. Well, listen to this governor from Kaduna.
I said it even last week at the town hall meeting here in Kaduna, that whether we like it or not, the problem facing northern Nigeria is something that I personally accepted the fact that we, the leaders of northern Nigeria, particularly those in the position, not now, but in the last 15 years, thereabout. If you look at the developmental indices, I made it clear to everyone last week that as far back as 2016, in the northwest part of Nigeria, there was nothing called kidnappings, banditry at all. It happens, or it started only around 2017. So if we are talking about poverty in northern Nigeria, I can tell you, without any fear of contradiction, that if you look at the developmental indices right now, as we're speaking, I was in the Senate, I was the chairman of the Senate Committee on Banking, overseeing 90% of the financial services sector of this country, and I know the facts, and I know the data. We find ourselves in this problem because of the lack of seriousness of the leaders, including myself. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not part of the leadership. Everybody in northern Nigeria, that was either a chairman of a local government, a member of the state assembly, a House of Reps member, a senator, a governor, a minister, a president, vice president from northern Nigeria, including the business community in northern Nigeria. We should have looked at ourselves in the mirror and asked ourselves, why is it that, as we're speaking, over 70% of the adults in northern Nigeria are completely financially excluded? Why is it that the poverty index here in northern Nigeria, about 65% of our people are living below the poverty line? Why is it that out of the 18.3 million of out-of-school children in Nigeria, 70% are domiciled in the north? And that is the reason why, if you look at the protests of today, most of the states that participated are from the northern Nigeria. It's not because the North are against Asuaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, against the government, but those perpetrators, I mean those that hide and sponsor these gullible children that have gone out to attack government offices, looted some shops in some states, although that didn't happen in Kaduna, but it happens in other states of northern Nigeria. So I'm just talking about the North generally. What really happened? It is not the problem that was caused, or is caused by the current government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I said it even last week.
Nuisance Lele.
Madman. He agrees that they have failed, but not him, but people before him. Then he turned around to say, oh, the people protesting in northern Nigeria, they are not really against Bola Tinubu. They are against the failure of the northern leaders. All join. Now all of them go collect. Do your best to make sure that the internet providers in Nigeria, your media, they do their best to try to black this whole thing out. You may be watching me right now from the comfort of your shop in Lagos, where they want you to believe, or you want to tell yourself that nothing is going on, Jerry. It's just all noise on social media. You have no idea. Let us be very clear. It is not that the Igbos don't feel concerned about what is going on in Nigeria. And it is not because they are not affected by what is going on in Nigeria. That's why they are not joining your protest. Let us be very clear. The two regions, they are claimed, right? I mean, it is not far long ago. It's just last year. Don't act any brand new, okay? Northern Nigeria, where the Northern Sharia Nigeria, where they were doing their Muslim tickets. And then the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis of Yoruba land. These were the two groups who were bragging that the power of Nigeria belonged to them now. They will be switching. After Yoruba man Tifnumbu, it will now go to Northern Nigeria. Gandola will just be president. It will do 8 years. It will now come back to Yoruba land. It will now go back to the north. I remember all those jibes against the Igbos then. Don't pretend that you didn't see them. An Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria, ever. Then when the Yoruba man and the Kanuri man became your president, Muslim Mumu tickets, you started taunting them. But when the Bedu started entering your body, when Tifnumbu's economic shege began to unravel, the two regions were the loudest among those who were crying. Northern Nigeria and Yoruba land. All because of Tifnumbu. Now they are now angry. How come the Igbos are not crying with us, This is why we are saying that these Igbos don't want to be part of Nigeria. This is why we said these Igbos, this is why we said they don't believe in Nigeria. These are the Ronukuso who were bragging last year that the Igbos, they will never smell leadership in Nigeria. Àwọn ẹrú Kọlu, voluntary slaves. So when the Shege can't enter their body very well, they started playing the card of, oh, the people complaining they are like being instigated by the Igbos. Me ò obsession here, man. It is brain